Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you would subscribe, be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm going to bring you my no-buy Q3 update. We're first going to talk about September because it was just September, but then I'm going to wrap up all of Q3. So if you want to hear all of what happened in Q3 for my no-buy, as well as just some new rules that I'm going to tack on going into Q4, let's go ahead and just get on into it. All right, so I know I said I was actually going to talk about September 1st, but we have July, August, and September to talk about. So let's skip on backsies to July. So, I don't need to keep that close. This is the notebook that I write my no-buy things in. The only thing that currently doesn't count for me that I will be continuing is my Ipsy and my BoxyCharm, because I paid for a year of that in February. So that's the only thing that's not getting calculated. I was up until now saying that replacement items did not count. We're going to throw that out the window, because if I'm purchasing it, because like I was saying that replacement wipes did not count, but it's something I'm purchasing. It needs to be filtered in. So in July, I spent a total of $210. I spent $15 at Marshall's. I bought a Give Beauty blush duo, and I got replacement wipes. I spent $120. I got the Summer Jeffree Star mystery bag, which all in all was pretty good. And on Amazon, I spent $30. I got, which, oh my god, I've been loving. Where are you? I got this foundation brush. It's from BK Beauty. It's the 101 brush. I have not used a sponge to apply foundation since July when I got this. So the hype on these brushes is real. I want to get a whole brush set of them. And then I got a tripod for my phone so I can do overhead videos. I spent $66 on the Unearthly mystery box, the Night Terror mystery box, and that is something that, like, I really need to look at going forward, because I do not like their liquid highlighter formula. I do not like their gloss formula. So I ended up decluttering. I only kept the palette, which I love the palette. Swatched. I still haven't used it on my eyes, and it's been 3 months. I need to get better about using a palette the minute I get it. But this shirt is pissing me off. And, like, it looks like there's stuff on it, but it doesn't when it's a whole thing. The shirt is clean, I swear. So I feel like if their mystery boxes are, I want ones that have liquid lipsticks, the highlighter blush duos, the powder ones, and a palette. Those ones I'd be more keen to getting. I subscribed to Slay Glam Box, the priority version, and that was $25, and it ended up being the August box that I got. I still have not received that. I already canceled it. That's been a whole to-do. So for July, that is everything that I got. That was my $210. It only ended up being more than normal, my normal, because I ended up buying a couple mystery boxes that came out that I really, wanted to try, wanted to dip my toes. I'm a sucker for a good mystery box. I will say the Jeffree Star one, I ended up getting rid of, I think, half of the items, so it wasn't really worth it. I do love the mirror. I love the bag. I still haven't tried the blush, so, like, meh. I'm wearing the Cherry Wet lipstick today. But, and then, like, the Unearthly box. Granted, the value of that is the palette, and I do still have the palette, but... And, don't subscribe to Slay Glambox, because they're still getting their shipping under control. They're still shipping out April boxes, and it's in September. I have no idea when I'll get my August box. So, there's that. So then we move on into August, which is August, just that one. Because I also write down whenever I find no-buy tips in here. No, there is 2 pages. So August is when I started selling things on Mercari. So, do you have a Mercari page? I have a bunch of stuff listed. It's in the description box. So, for Ipsy add-ons, I spent $26. Ice Cream Beauty Box. August is when that started becoming a monthly expense. My 6 months that I had prepaid for was up. So now that is being calculated because I'm paying for that monthly. So that was $25. I bought replacement makeup wipes. That was $8. I got a shadow stick from Amazon. That was $9. I wrote down that I found out that after my declutter, I found that 86 out of my 143 eyeshadow palettes at the time, because I've already brought in a few more, had never been used, which is why you're seeing new project pans trickle in. I did an Ipsy shop order for $20. So, any plus signs for me is things that have been sold. So I sold a highlighter for $13. And then I used that money to buy because instead of cashing out my money on Mercari, I've just been re-spending that on items off my loves list. So I bought the Natasha Denona Ayana palette. And then I bought an Il Makiage palette from Brutally Honest Beauty here on YouTube, because she has a whole resale thing on Facebook. I sold another highlight for $10. I spent $30 at Tater Rounds Beauty. That is a small business over on Instagram. I got 2 loose shadows and a lipstick, and I really like them so far. I sold a Jaclyn bronzer blush duo for $12. I placed a Pretties for Your Face order for $13. I got a couple Halloween shadows. I placed a Simply Posh order for $50. My first ever Simply Posh order. I sold a primer for $9. I then bought the Jeffree Star Cremated palette on Mercari for $20. I had a $25 coupon for Ipsy Shop, so I only ended up spending $19 on top of the coupon. I sold a cream highlight for $7. And then I bought the Natasha Denona Peak palette for $9 on Mercari. Is that everything for August? August is chaotic because it's in the middle of a bunch of tips. So I didn't write down how much I sold, like monetarily, but I spent $203. So for September we did a lot. September is 3 pages. Oh, and I need to write down quarter 3. Quarter 3 spent total. I will add that up in 2 seconds. So for September, I spent $25 on Ice Cream Beauty Box. I spent $3.50 on an Ipsy add-on. Let's see. $50 on a ColourPop mystery box. I got the spooky mystery box, which ended up not being spooky. We're just trying to pull out all the things that I spent money on first. I ended up buying 2 Violet Voss palettes from Mercari. I only had to spend $4 in cash after my Mercari balance. I got the Jeffree Star Lollipop stuff. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I got because a video will be coming, but that came out to $54. I bought 2 more ColourPop palettes. That came out to $40. I got some replacement wipes from Walmart. They were $3.75. I got some press-ons from Walmart because I'm going to start putting my press-ons in here. These were $8. These are the Bare Nude press-ons. And that is it for things that I spent money on. So total this month, I spent $204.50. Now, I sold highlighter for $6, chrome flake for $9.75, a palette for $14, a blush for $6, a bronzer for $15, a powder for $10, a concealer for $11, my designer Dust Co palette for $28. That was a really good sell. I sold my first bundle, which was an eyeliner bundle, for $14. And then the cheek clapper, the one size cheek clapper for $12. A highlight for $11. And then I sold my first bundle that somebody else, like, they went through and were like, hey, I want this, and this. Like, that, the first bundle that I sold was a bundle that I put together. This bundle was a bundle that somebody went through and was like, hey, I want to buy all these things. And I was like, okay. So that was $30. And they bought a whole bunch of stuff. They bought a melt lip set. They bought an eye primer. They bought a liquid eyeshadow set. And they bought a highlighter. I sold an eyeshadow palette for $11 and then a loose shadow set for $7. So I made $184 in profit. I did get 2 other palettes from Mercari that I had to pay nothing on. I just used my balance, had to pay $0. So I got the Unearthly Dead of Night palette, and I got the ABH... I wrote down the Cosmos, and that was so wrong. The Rose Metals palette, which the Dead of Night palette just showed up on Friday. The Rose Metals just shipped today as I'm filming, so, which is the last day of the month. But let me add up these 3 months together. So, we go all the way back to July. $210 plus $203 plus $204.50. So for quarter 3, I spent $617.50, which isn't the worst that I've done, but it's definitely not the best. But I've started recouping at least a little bit of money because I've been, selling things on Mercari. I only have like 6 more things on my loves list, and I think once I've gotten those, I want to just not put any new things on my Mercari loves list, and I want to just then convert that money into my PayPal and not bring any new things into my collection. Because Lord knows I don't need new items in my collection. You know that, I know that. So, first, let's start with a comparison. March. Quarter one, we don't like to talk about, but I spent $3,529 in quarter 1 because of February. quarter two, I only spent $113 in all of quarter two because I had a whole month where I didn't spend any money. We love quarter two. Quarter two we'll talk about forever. Quarter three, Ian got a nicer job. We're able to like actually start spending money. That doesn't mean I need to go crazy, but as you can see, like, oh, this cool mystery box has come out. I want to grab it. Oh, this has come out. I want to snag it. Oh, I can buy something on Mercari with my Mercari cash, but I still have to pay a couple dollars. I'm going to snag it. And I'm also now factoring in my replacement items. I'm now factoring in press-ons, which I buy press-ons quite a bit. I have to keep press-ons on my nails. If I've never talked about it, I have dermatillomania. So I have obsessive skin picking. And I have found, life hack, if I keep press-ons on, which press-ons for me are just cheaper than going to like the nail salon. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I can't do it. Can't pick the skin with the press-ons on. So I have to keep them on. So, we just need to find a happy medium. I'd like to roughly keep it at $100 a month. So if we're doing that, then for quarter three, I doubled what I want. But you know, it's fine. It's not fine, but we're trying to find the consumption balance. Now listen, quarter four, realistically, is going to be rough. Because October is my birthday month. December is Christmas. I'm going to do my utmost very best to not be hog wild but crazy. Is that okay? Okay. But now that we've talked about all those stats, we're going to go back and talk about these rules that I set back in like the very end of December, early January. Because we're going to talk about them because wrong. Blue pen. 2024 no buy rules only applies to skincare and makeup. That is still fair. Like, I'm not doing this to hair care, body care. I'm not hoarding other categories like I do makeup and skincare. Which, honestly, my skincare is dwindling. I have, like, nothing. The only thing I have quite a bit of are essence. I have 3 backup essences because I got a PR package. Can make replacement purchases. Yeah, you can make them. You're going to count them, though. Still purchasing Ipsy Glam Bag and Ice Cream Beauty Blacks. I don't get these every month. Yeah, I can purchase them. You're going to count them. Like, dumb rule. Allow purchase. We're allowing any purchase. This whole, I was going to try to tell myself that I can't purchase, like that it was going to be an actual no-buy, dumb. But I had told myself I could only make a purchase once, 1 item per month. That went out the window a long time ago. But I could also only make a purchase if Glamlight or another reputable brand came out with a SAW or Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection this year, which I'm not getting either of those. Very stupid and unfortunate. Gifts or gift cards from others or friends do not count. I will not discourage from gifting. I mean, I'm still cool with that, like declutters and things like that. Now, these are the 3 new rules. Oh. Start tracking press-on nail purchases, as you saw. That started this month. This is the only press-on purchase I've made in September since putting that rule in place. So from here on out, I will be tracking with you my press-on nail purchases. No glitter gels, liquid liners, or hydroliner purchases. You do not use them, to be fair. Where did you go, George? In my ColourPop mystery box. Now, I just purchased the mystery box. I didn't purchase these outright. I got this liquid liner in the shade Ducky. It's a pink. I've heard great things about these ColourPop liquid liners, so I did open it and swatch it because I want to try it. Because I've just heard that those ones are so amazing. And then I also got this ColourPop liner, but this is a brush tip, which is my favorite kind of liner. And it's in a deep wine red, almost brown. That's a shade that, like, I will legitimately use this. So I'm keeping that one, and I'm keeping both of those on my desk. This one sits in my brush cup, so I can keep it felt tip side down. I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of the pink liner. It might not get much use at all until it dies and has to get thrown away. I probably shouldn't have swatched it, to be honest. But I wanted to try it. I've heard really good things about that formula. But that other one, the brush tip liner, I will use that. I thought about putting it on today's look, but I didn't want to. I didn't even really want to do makeup today, period. But no glitter gels. I don't use them. I don't like the consistency. I don't need any liquid liners. Like, I don't need to buy them. If they're given to me, maybe that's one thing. And no hydro liners. I know I'm getting a set from DW, and I'm very excited for that, but I don't need to purchase any. Though I would like to try cake liners, because cake liners are different than hydro liners. It's a whole thing, but I don't need to purchase anything. And then the last rule that I want to put into place going forward that DW and I had already discussed, I will leave Dub's Beauty Diaries channel in the description box, is in order to buy a palette going forward, you must try to dupe the palette with your single shadows, your magnetic singles, shadows from a palette. You have to dupe the palette with your own shades first. Try to see if, one, it's a color story that you're lacking in your collection. If once you put the color story together, if you even can, because if you're not, that's a color story you're lacking. If you can put the color story together, once you get it together and you're looking at it, do you still think it's pretty? Is it something you still want in your collection? Is it something you need? Like, to really see if it's still something you want to buy, that you still need, all of those hooplas. Because it's talked to DW and I think, out of 2 palettes now by doing that. So I highly recommend, if you're on the fence about buying a palette, try and dupe the vibes first and see if that helps. What is going to be October's? Let's do this color for October. And yeah, that is my no-buy update for quarter 3. Spent a little bit more than I wanted to, but I see why. I'm very excited that I've been making some money over on Mercari. Let me know if you'd like a what I've learned in project panning and in my no-buy journey and all of that, because I have so many tips in this journal. I'd love to give my collective journey. Otherwise, that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you being here with me and listening to my spiel and hearing all my numbers. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.